Perception is reality. Fake it till you make it. Nothing is what it seems. The entire concept of social confidence is nothing more than an ultra-thin soap bubble floating in the wind, just waiting to pop. Now some people have a confidence bubble that never pops. They attribute their good fortune to something they're doing right, like a lifelong smoker who never gets cancer. Now others have their bubble pop early in their lifetime, subsequently leaving them traumatized and scarred. Neither one of both parties has any control over this. It just happens. The beauty of social confidence is that in most cases, it's absolutely irrational and based on nothing more than the fact that nothing terrible has happened up until this point. It really only takes a person to get lucky a few times for a snowball effect to take place, convincing them that they are in absolute control of their destiny. Now the beauty of this snowball effect is that over time it actually turns into a self-fulfilling prophecy. As the confident person becomes more and more confident over time and begins exhibiting progressively risky and extremely confident behavior, those around him will begin to believe and see this aura of confidence. Over time, they will subconsciously assume that the confident person has something or knows something that they don't. As a result, irrational confidence becomes rational confidence. What started as a lie turned into the truth over time. If everyone treats you as if you were a god, from the moment that you were born, you will actually believe that you are a god and end up becoming a god. Until the day someone stabs you in the gut and you realize you were never a god to begin with. When faced with great tragedy, there's only a few different coping mechanisms that you can turn to. You can resort to retreating from the world. You can surrender spiritually, mentally, and physically. Go with the flow until you find liberation in death, like a castaway, drifting in the middle of the ocean, with just enough Snickers bars and drinkable water to last you a lifetime. You can also resort to self-harm, both mentally and physically, in the form of substance abuse or self-mutilation. You can resort to anger and blame other people for what has happened to you. You can even resort to allowing your miserable life's circumstances to define you and feed off of the sympathy of those around you. If any of those options that I just named sound even remotely good to you, then I am here to tell you that you have lost all perspective. And may I add that you should definitely consider yourself lucky to be alive in the same era that I'm making these videos. So let's waste no time dwelling on that perspective just yet, and let's focus on the coping mechanism that I have used to pull myself back up from the depths of my darkness. How was I able to regain confidence in the face of being mocked and stared at every single time that I decided to leave my house? I did it by mastering the art of perception, by understanding that if you fake it for long enough, it will become a reality. My main objective was to be respected again. And I'm not talking about the type of respect that I get for surviving cancer twice. The truth of the matter is, I already had that type of respect. But not all respect is equal. Of course, we respect people who are continuously overcoming hardships. We respect paraplegics competing in the Special Olympics, running marathons and whatnot. But would we want to be them? Ask yourself. In most people's cases, the answer is no. And that, my friends, is just the brutal truth. My objective was to achieve more than just that type of respect. I did not want to be looked at as a victim, a patient, or a half-face. My goal was to be seen by every person that crossed my path as more than just a man. And trust me, I'm fully aware at how douchey and absolutely narcissistic this may sound, but I set out to be an inspiration, an icon even. So what did I do? I started talking like one, I started walking like one, I started acting like one. Through my actions, through my words, through how I carried myself, every time that I would step into a room full of people, I made it a conscious habit to mentally kick in every single door that I walk through in a social setting. Anytime I am about to enter a bar or a restaurant, I straighten my shoulders, pull up my chin, and put a big smile on my face. I envision my body as a battering ram, breaking through the pristinely white walls of physical perfection. My war is with society's beauty standards and beliefs that if you don't look normal, you should huddle up in a corner and suffer in silence. I have come to bring change, and I don't mind making things uncomfortable. Yippee-ki-yay, bitches. Now let me tell you, it wasn't always easy and it didn't always work, but I stuck to it. And over time, I started seeing the returns. As I kept repeating this process, more and more people started gravitating towards my energy. Society started treating me differently. I went from people feeling sorry for me to being intimidated by me. I was no longer looked at as a victim. I actually became something that people wanted to be. I had something that they didn't have. And they all wanted to get close to me and figure out my secret. My biggest weakness became my biggest strength. How on earth is this guy so confident when he looks like that? It rattled him. It shook him. And I took notice. I saw their anxious blinks when their stares met with my confident gaze. I smelled the nervousness in the room. It became fun, I'm not gonna lie. After jumping up and down on my mental glacier for years, my snowball finally started rolling. Perception became a reality. It was no longer fake. It was all real. Now you might think that fake it until you make it and perception is reality mean the same thing. They do not. As with many things in life, there is a very specific order in which things have to transpire. For example, you have to learn how to jump before being able to dunk a basketball. In the same way, you have to learn how to fake it until you make it before your perception is able to become your reality. The idea is that the seemingly confident behavior that you will initially be pretending to have will over time be converted into an authentically confident demeanor. The conversion from fake to real occurs when we receive feedback from a society based on their perception of our state of mind. Simply put, when you successfully fake being a confident person, people will start treating you as a confident person. Now, because of this, you will then in turn realize just how easily people's opinions of you can be swayed. You will understand that there never was any reason to attach too much solidity and importance to what they thought of you in the first place. You will obtain a new perspective that will actually allow you to be yourself without being scared of being judged. Now, this particular state of mind is called confidence. Now, ironically, the definition of what it means to once again just be yourself will have inherently changed due to the transformational process that you went through by applying this technique. You will have faked it so well that you have now become a genuinely confident person. It is at this very point that people's perception of you will have become your reality. Thank you for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up and leave a comment. This video was based on a chapter of my upcoming book, rotten linens. So make sure to check the description box below and purchase your copy of my book, Rotten Linens. That's all for today. I love you all, and I'll be back with more videos soon. It's Wounded Viking, checking out.
Hi, my name's Spencer. I'm a filmmaker from Chicago. I'm a person who struggled with anxiety, OCD, and mild depression for most of my life. I've seen many therapists and tried many different medications to varying success. Recently, while I've been doing better, I was kind of looking for something more, to get more motivated, to get more things done. And I had just come across Lorenzo's YouTube channel. I just started binge watching, and I became so inspired about his attitude, the way he goes about things, and he just seems so genuine, so intelligent. And I just decided to reach out because I thought if he could make it through everything that he had made it through and be succeeding so well now, that he must know something. And I can safely say he does. He's so much different than any other therapist I had seen before. I felt like more of a connection. I felt that everything that he was talking about with me was from experience that he had and not just something that he learned in a book. And I think that's the biggest difference that I could honestly say. So he's helped me so much with motivation, organizing my life, more confidence, and the biggest thing is to live in the moment. And I really appreciate what I have and who I'm with and what I'm doing when I'm doing it. And that was something I've never done before. So once again, I would like to highly recommend Lorenz, aka Wounded Viking. Please hit him up for life coaching, and go Bulls.